Hi everyone, welcome back. Another week, another tutorial. And this week I am going to be painting a lovely autumn scene with some nice autumn reflections. So a little river with some nice reflections, nice warm rich autumn colours. So some nice rich yellows, cyanas, reds, browns, one or two greens. That's the theme for this week. Because there was a couple of you asking me about autumn colours and reflections as well. So I'm going to show you how I would paint a scene like that. So I have a photograph in mind, lovely rich colours, and this is a great way of learning about mixing colours on the canvas and putting them straight from the palette onto the canvas without having to mix them too much. So it's just a case of pick a colour up, put it on the canvas, mix it together with the other colours. So something simple like that, but I'll try and make it nice and simple for you as well. So yeah, that's the theme this week, autumn reflections. So thank you very much again for all the support. I hope you're getting some hints and tips from my tutorials, and if anything, a little encouragement. I think that goes a long way, doesn't it? Just a little encouragement really does help someone grasp painting and give them the bit of a boost to at least try. So that's what I hope to achieve with my tutorials. So yeah, I'm having great fun interacting with everyone, talking to you all, seeing your work, see how you're getting on, and some of you would probably put me to shame, I'd say. They're fantastic, really excellent work from a lot of you out there. So yeah, keep it up, keep sending me your paintings. I love to see how you're doing. So okay, without further ado, let's chit chat and more painting, isn't that right? Let's turn the camera around here and I'll focus in and show you what we're going to paint, and let's have a bit of fun with this again. Okay, so thank you and don't go anywhere. Okay, here we go. You should see a picture on your screen, and we have a lovely autumn scene with a river with some beautiful reflections, and I'm going to try and recreate that today for you. Okay, now I have a 20 inches by 8 canvas board primed. I'll just give it one coat of primer. Alright, and tearaway palette. I've no colours yet, so I'm going to put those out now. I'm going to put out some titanium white. I have a little bit there, but I need a lot more, I would say. So titanium white, and now lots of nice warm rich colours today. I'll take a touch, just a little touch of Naples. I won't need much of that, I don't think, today, to be honest. Let's go for some nice rich cadmium yellow pale hue. And keep these close together now because we'll have a lot of colours today. Lots of warm colours. I might try some cadmium yellow hue. It's not pale, it's just normal cadmium yellow. It's quite an orangey kind of a yellow, but I like to have that colour for autumn scenes. Wouldn't you agree? I shall take some burnt sienna. So we can't paint an autumn scene without burnt sienna, can we? I will take some cadmium red hue. Look at this lovely, wonderful, colourful palette we have here today. Look at that. I shall take a little burnt umber. I might not need too much of that because I'm going to put on a little black. Now we can make a lot of nice browns with the black and the red, you see. So some black there. I am going to use, now I was thinking either some of this Natal crimson or magenta. I think magenta might be a little bit pinky, but I think I'll try some of this. So it's like a Natal, it's like a reddy crimson. I'll take a tiny bit of that as well. So look at that lovely colourful palette. Lovely warm autumn colours. Now I'm going to put those on your screen as well. You should see those in writing on your screen. I think that helps, doesn't it? So that's it. I think now we could add one or two colours to that as we go. I might later on just add a little touch of blue, perhaps. A little cobalt blue. Just to get some nice kind of purpley tones. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's take some cobalt. Just a little. Cobalt blue hue. It's a rich cobalt. And that's it. I have my turpentine, I have my cloth, a bit of tissue in my hand, pencil. Let's do a very quick sketch. And I'm only just going to draw the outline of the river. And you can see on the photograph it's much more kind of a square landscape. This is very wide, so I'm going to try and scale it to this. Look, we can have a bit of fun with this. Okay, I'm just going to go around here. And I'm going to wiggle it along and coming down very, very slightly now. Okay, and the bank kind of comes across in front of us like this. We have another bank over here, and it comes at a slight angle as well, doesn't it? And it turns like that, and it goes back around again, like so. So that's it. Very, very rough, very rough lines. Done. Job done, finished. Okay, and let's paint. Let's paint. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just start blocking in all these colours all along the top here. Okay? And for that, I was going to use my big brush, but to be honest, I'm not 100% sure if I want to use that brush. Might have a bit more fun using a bit smaller brush perhaps. So let's try this. A number 6 flat. It's quite worn, and I want to start in the centre of where the light point is here and work my way out. Okay. So in the centre I can see there's a very bright yellow patch in there, and I'm going to go for very rich colours today. Okay, nice rich, no soft pastel colours in this now, nice rich vibrant colours. So I'm going to dab this in my turpentine. Okay, I'm going to just dab it in there like so. So it's soaking wet. I'm just going to dry the excess like that. Okay, and I'm going to take some cadmium yellow with some white, and that's it, nothing else. And let's come up here and put that rich colour in. Look at that, and that's a really luminous kind of a yellow now, isn't it? Just around there. And with the same brush now, I'm not going to wet it or clean it or anything like that. I'm going to go into some burnt sienna. So here's my burnt sienna, and even a touch of red, cadmium red. And I'm going to soften all these. Look at this lovely rich orangey colour now coming through. Look at that. And I'm going to soften that in, and we're going to dab, 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 dab. Look, dab all these colours together very gently, the tip of the brush, creating some texture, that's all. Now generally when I'm painting trees I kind of tend to work dark to light, so I might start putting in some darks, and then later on I can start adding some nice bright highlights to the foliage, you see. I'm going to give that a rub. I'm going to pick up some of this crimson colour because there's a lovely pink creeping through down here, isn't there? And pull this across here, right across. Then I want to pick up some black and some cadmium red, and I'm going to go along in here and I'm going to just mix that in. So some nice darks now as well. I suppose this painting really is all about sort of kind of just messing around with colours, isn't it? Having a bit of fun with your colour. So let me take some pink and some white, and I'm going to add a dab of pink in there just to kind of push it off slightly into the distance. And I will do a lot of this, I'd say, just with 2 or 3 brushes. That's all. We don't need a huge selection of brushes for this. Already now we have some nice colours going on, don't we? So I'm going to now carry this across here. I keep going with this. So I'm looking at the photograph, I can see greens, some yellows and some greens, but I think I'll just move these across slightly, just a little bit more. Let's take some cadmium red, some burnt sienna, And let's take a touch of Naples yellow. And I'm just going to, and this is quite dry now by the way, okay? All these colours are just dry colours from the tube. I'm scraping them onto the canvas. And the reason I'm doing that is to keep them quite kind of thick and wet, not too wet. But you can see it's kind of quite dry, it's very kind of dry, so I'm allowing for the next layer to stick properly to that. Don't know if that made sense, but I'm not putting it on too wet, it's just kind of paint on its own. So plenty of paint. Now, I'm not going to concentrate on this bank just yet. I go along here all the way across. Now I might just dampen it slightly this time. So just with the corner, the very corner of the brush, a couple of hairs, just catch that turpentine with a few hairs. And that should be enough then just to wet the paint for you, see? Just wets it up again. Let's mix a little green, shall we? Let's take some yellow. And let's take a touch of cobalt. And there's a nice little autumn green coming through. Again, some more cobalt, some cadmium. Let's put that nice rich dark green in here. Again, as I'm painting this, you see, I'm thinking ahead. So I'm thinking when my next layer goes on, it's going to be bright highlights. So I want this to be nice and dark. I hope you understand that. Look, I'm just putting a couple of dabs of green through here and there. And in fact, we could put a couple just around here, like so. Let's take more yellow. Add some yellow into that. And then going back, I'm going to dampen the brush again, just a little. And going back into our cyanas, let's pick up some burnt sienna. And let's soften some burnt sienna into that. So you can see now how I wet that paint. It's only just very slightly wet. Only slightly. And more red. There's a lot of red in this, isn't there? In this painting. I can see huge amounts of red. Browny reds. So let's go ahead and take some burnt umber. And some of that crimson. And I'm going to darken that now. Lovely rich dark red, look at that. Nice reddy brown. So thick paint just on its own. And you see, I'm mixing it all together now by dabbing the brush through the colour. See? And it's picking up all those different tones and transferring them around the canvas. How's that looking? It's not half bad at all, is it? Now we do have some bright yellows in there. I'll get to those in just a minute. I just want to finish this and we'll move into the yellows. Now, burnt umber and crimson again. Let's take a touch of black into this. I want it quite dark in this corner here. It's nice and dark, isn't it? And of course, because I'm using thick paint on its own, it'll stay much wetter for much longer on the canvas. It won't tend to kind of soak into the canvas if it was tinned with turpentine. So it'll hold on the canvas for much longer. Right. Let me just kind of have a look around now and see. Looking at colours, we have lots of pink in around here. I'm going to put some of that in there. Some crimson on its own. And I'm going to pick up some black with some brown. I'm going to push that in here, make that nice and dark there, that corner. No. Okay, looking good. Looking good, as they say. Right, I'll now switch to a different brush, and I'm going to switch to, let me have a look around at my brushes. I'll try this number 6, flat. No, this is not number 6, this must be a number 9. This is number 9, this is number 6. Or is it number 5? The numbers are gone off the brushes, but look, you get the point. Slightly smaller brush, and I'm going to put some of that bright yellow in here. Cadmium yellow with some white, and I'm going to take a touch of Naples as well. And I'm just going to introduce just a little bit of that here and there. Okay, just like that. When it gets dirty, give it a wipe on the tissue. Then pick up more fresh colour. And I'll put a little around here. So next I want to put in a nice rich dark colour along the bottom of the bank here, because there's a very, very dark colour along there, isn't there? So I'm going to take some black, some brown, and plenty of crimson, because it's a kind of a pinkish red. It's not a reddy red that's in it, it's a very dark pinkish kind of a red. So I'm just going to go along the riverbank first like that. Then I'm just going to form the shape across like this. Making it nice and dark. We have a very dark patch just there, don't we? And a very dark one along here. So I now have, you see, I now have my dark, we say undercoat. Let's just call it our dark undercoat. So we have our dark undercoat on. I'm going to introduce a little purple into it. That will help the shadows later on. Let me see now, I want to darken this side a bit more pink. Let's pick up some of that dark colour there. And yeah, looking well. Looking very well indeed. So I'm going to start forming some little bushes off in the distance, just very, very far away off in the distance. I'm going to take a brush. Now, I'm looking at brushes. What brush will I use? Nicely splayed out brush here, okay? A very worn brush. And I'm just going to darken it very slightly with a little burnt sienna, no thinners, and burnt umber. And I'm going to go along here and put in a couple of little bushes off in the distance, look. Just like that. Just to darken it down a little, just slightly. Now, look at all these brushes. Which one did I use for brushes before? You see, what I do is I just try lots of different types of brushes, and normally what will happen is I'll try one and I'll think, oh, that's quite good, I'll use that for some bushes. Each one has a different kind of feel to it. Let me just have a fast look here now. Bear with me, please bear with me. It's not a bad looking one. Yeah, I'll try that, and I'll try that. So I have a couple now in my hand here. I'm going to try with some bushes. A couple of nice ones. Firstly, I'll start with this small flat one, splayed out, very, very splayed out, and I'm going to lighten some of this. So I'm going to take a dry brush, cadmium yellow with some white, and I'm going to go up then into that and start adding little highlights and little foliage here and there. There we go. And I don't know if you can see this kind of transferring through on camera, but I can kind of see it lovely here now. It's really showing out. Okay, I'm going to just start adding some nice rich colour. Soften it into these darker colours around it. And let's go for some nice rich colour in here. So what I'm trying to do is create the impression of all the foliage off in the distance, that's all. I'm not concerned about painting every single little leaf and every little detail because it's so far away. All you can see is a mass of colour, can't you? So that's what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, and you can begin to see the texture starting to show through now, can't you? We do have some lovely bright colours just by the greens here. There we go, a couple of them there. And now let's put some light greens. Let's take some yellow, a touch of blue, and a touch of white. And let's add a couple of nice greens in there, look. And you can see me picking up different colours each time. So I'm kind of just messing around with it, having a bit of fun, and just seeing what happens really. I'm going to go for a small brush, small pointy brush. I'm going to mix up a nice little green here. Cobalt blue, cadmium yellow, and I'm going to put a couple of little flicks of that in, you see? You can add flicks with the brush as well, doesn't have to be dabs all the time. And we can do the same with the bright colour, some yellow and some white. Okay, just like that. This is a lot of fun. It's nice and it's just a nice free way to paint. Lovely and kind of free. Now I'm going to start using some of this cadmium yellow here with some cadmium yellow pale and some white. And let's see what that gives us. Yeah, that's a nice colour, isn't it? How about try a different brush? Okay, yeah, let's keep going. Let's try different brushes. A different flat brush, kind of slightly splayed again. I'll take some burnt sienna this time and some white. Let me see what we can do with that. Let's try some of that around here. See, that gives another different effect again, doesn't it? Let's take some cadmium red. So each one gives a slightly different effect. You see? Now I want to put a nice kind of a light on the top of this dark bush here. So I'm looking for a very specific brush now for this. And I know when I see it, it's kind of a flat, no, let's just have a look here. Right, that won't do. It's a bit flat for me. Okay, we'll try. I have another jar here. Look, lots of brushes. Lots of different sizes. Not do either. Okay. I'll try this. I'll try this one here. We have some nice colour on the tip of those. I'm going to take some cadmium yellow, take a touch of cadmium red, and a little touch of that white. I'll try that first, see what that gives us. Now, try some more white in that, touch of crimson. So I'm having lots of fun now with all these colours. I'm just throwing lots of colours around on the canvas and seeing what happens. La la la, bo bo boom. Okay, let's try a fan brush for a change. Okay, a nice cheap old fan brush. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's take some yellow, pop some yellow in there. And just very gently dabbing that down into the dark colour. And again, we do have a lot of dark in there. It's really, really rich, isn't it? I'm going to take a small brush again, a small pointy brush with some black, some crimson, and I'm going to just put some of that dark colour back in, because I really do want to keep that nice and dark. Let's go for some burnt umber. Right, I'm going to move on to this bigger brush for this wider area here. Now it's dry, and I'm going to take some cadmium red, I'll take some cadmium yellow, mix those two together, and I'm going to come up here and try some dabbing with that. There we go. Pick up some burnt sienna. Okay, cadmium red and let's go cadmium yellow. That rich orangey one. Try a bit of that. There, nice warm colour, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to start painting some tree trunks, and there's some dark tree trunks there off in the distance, isn't there? I'm going to take some burnt umber, lots of turpentine, a little black, and I'm going to just paint some of those in. Let's see now, a couple that comes along like this. Okay, kind of falling over at an angle, aren't they? And it's only kind of just hitting and missing. Let's bring a couple down from the top here. Now again, they're not in the painting, but we can make this our own. Or they're not in the photograph rather. But let's make it our own. So what the heck? Isn't that what it's all about? Put your own stamp on it. go, nice big one coming up through here. And I'll get some little highlights on these very shortly. Okay. Now, I'm not happy with that bush. Not happy at all. It's really bothering me at the moment. I'm going to darken it back down again. Some black and some red. And just, you know, it's just one of those things. I was just kind of looking at it there and I just wasn't 100% on it. Does that make sense? It just wasn't doing it for me. I'm going to take some pink and some white. I'm going to add a little pink and white into that. No. There. I think that's a little better. It's kind of softening it back in slightly, isn't it? So highlights on these trees. I'm going to take some white, and that's all crimson, because it's a very pinky highlight, as I can see from the photograph there. It's very pinky. Sort of catching the light coming through there. I put a little bit on this one. And a little touch on one or two of those. I'm just keeping everything nice and easy, nice and simple. Now, so there, nice trees down in here, and now let's put some foliage over those. Yes? Okay, now there's a lot more branches going to be going on here in a minute. Foliage, foliage, foliage. I'll take some burnt sienna, which I don't have. Some more burnt sienna. Let's take some burnt sienna and let's take a little yellow and a touch of that white. And let's see what we can do with that. That's it, just a little dab here and there. Again, the cadmium yellow and cadmium yellow pale. Two nice warm colours there, look. And that'll sit those trees down in that bush. Okay, let's come over here. And I want to take some burnt umber with some cadmium red. And I'm going to just darken this corner ever so slightly with my green stubby brush. And it's probably one of my favourite brushes, because it's so versatile. You can do an awful lot with this. Right, now give it a clean. And again, I'll take a small pointy brush. And we have some trees over here, don't we? I'm going to start off this time with a pink. Okay, because they're more in the light on this side. Maybe a touch of cadmium yellow with the pink. And just a nice loose impression. Some trees over here, kind of just hanging around. Again, easy techniques, just to help you kind of, you know, get the hang of painting a scene like this. I know when you stand back and look at this kind of a scene, it looks very complicated, doesn't it? Especially if I was beginning, if I was starting out, I would find this very, very complicated to kind of simplify. So I'm trying to kind of do it as easily as I can to make it as easy as I can for you. So this would be a kind of, I suppose, it's an easier way of approaching a scene like this. Now I'm just putting a little shadow on the right hand sides of some of these. Okay. And we could put a couple of small ones. Let's take some of this orangey colour. We'll put a couple of small ones along here and there. So because it's going out into the sunlight, they're changing colour, if you follow. So rather than black, they're going to turn a sort of an orangey brown. Yeah, there we go. And let's stick some foliage on those. Now, we could use a painting knife, or we could use a big round brush. So now we could use a big round brush like that. Okay, that's a slightly thicker round brush. And we could take some of that yellow, cadmium yellow pale, and look, we could just introduce a couple of little flicks with that in different directions. See? Little clumps of the colour here and there. How's that? Okay, that's just added more texture. Now I want to cover, there's a very strange looking patch here which I'm not happy with. I'm just going to cover that with some rich cadmium yellow on this brush. Again, giving it a little extra texture. Now, that's a bit better. Okay, I'm going to put a very dark ridge just in here. And I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to just start the water in the distance there, alright? So bear with me while I give my brush a good clean. Put into the turpentine and give it a good clean on the tissue. And with this brush I'm going to take some white first. I always start with white. Let's go into this pinky colour here. And there's almost a light pink off in the distance, isn't there? Let's take a touch of crimson. With that. So it's a whitey pink I have on my brush. And I'm going to let this now pick up the colours which are already on the canvas. Okay? So you can see it's picking up some of the pinks and the reds. Look, it's picking up some of that dark colour I had there. And I'm actually going to soften this way off now into the distance so that it almost disappears, okay? Very lightly left and right into that colour. Okay, how's that? Nice and soft, you see? And then I'm going to take some of the dark colour, some of the dark, nice dark pink, browny pink, and put a couple of ripples just along here and there. I'll take a touch of black as well, and put a little black across it. It's just adding in a bit of interest, that's all. I'm just adding some interest to the river in the distance. Now I want to put in a very bright colour. Some white, just off here and there, look. There. That'll do. So I'll move on to this section here now, yes? Let's get that done. So I'm going to put in a nice dark colour again and then put some lights on top of it. Let's take some brown, some burnt umber, or burnt sienna. So some burnt umber and some burnt sienna. Paint that in there. And if you have your own way of doing trees, just use your own way of doing trees. I'm just trying to make this kind of easy for the beginner. Okay? For the beginners out there, just to kind of get you started. And give you a few tips along the way. Okay, I clean my brush. And I will take... such a choice of brushes. It's endless, isn't it? I'll try this. Try this out flat one. I'll take some burnt sienna, some white, and a touch of yellow, perhaps. I'm going to try some of that. Okay, that's not bad. Then with that I'll take some cadmium yellow, some rich cadmium yellow. Create some little flowers and things like that, little bushes. I'll take some red with some cadmium. And cadmium yellow with some Naples yellow. Let's try it. Sure, why not? It's only paint, that's all. If you make a mistake, you can just go back over it again. Not to worry. Now I want to move to a different brush again. I'll take some white with some cadmium yellow, rich cadmium yellow. And I put a hint of green in there as well, I think. Now, there, nice and simple. Right, water. Water, water, water. I must top up my paint. I need some burnt umber. And I'm going to need some of that crimson red, which there is a lot of in this painting. And some cadmium yellow, I think. Pale. Cadmium yellow pale. So you can see the difference now between these yellows, look. This, now the lighting is not great in the studio here, but this is very dark. It's a very orangey yellow, it's a very kind of a rich buttercup kind of a yellow, you see? But that's cadmium yellow pale, that's cadmium yellow hue. Big difference, isn't there? Huge difference in colour. So let's carry on with this. So what I'm going to do now from here on is just put in downward strokes of the colours, okay? Now I'll bring this just around the corner first. With that colour, a little bit of pink. So I'm going to dampen my brush very slightly. And I'm going to change my tissue, get some fresh tissue for this. And okay, here we go. I am going to start with some of the green, I think, for here. So let's mix a little green. And I'm going to make these colours slightly darker than what they're reflecting. Does that make sense? Because they will be much darker, won't they? So we have some green there. I'm going to take a touch of blue. I might just darken it very slightly. Clean my brush. Then take some yellow. Put some yellow in here. Then give it another wipe. I might even give it a quick dip in my turpentine and clean it. And then I'm going to take some burnt sienna with a little touch of cadmium red. Thick paint now on my brush, okay? Look, loads of thick paint. Soften it into the yellow and the green here and there. Now, take some burnt umber. Let's get some burnt umber in here, because it's getting very dark here on the left hand side, isn't it? And don't worry, we can add colours to this now as we're going. And we can come back and we can add more and add more and add more again. Okay? Let's take a touch of black and some of this crimson, reddy kind of crimson colour. Put some of this across in here. And soften it across. Again, downward strokes all of the time. Alright? And across here, we have this very bright colour, don't we? So let's quickly clean the brush and get that bright colour on the canvas. Cadmium yellow with some white. And of course, it's not going to be very, very bright this time. So that's not a bad old colour there. Let's take a bit more perhaps. And pull that across. And then into that, let's go with some burnt sienna. A very rich orangey colour here, don't we? Now, I'm going to flick it up into that colour we already put on. There. How's that looking? That's coming on quite nice, isn't it? Now, some cadmium yellow, a little touch of white, just to help this vibrant colour here, just in the centre, which is very, very bright, isn't it? Just to help it a little bit. And then it goes into another reddy colour, so cadmium red with some burnt sienna. Again, in here. And let's take a touch of brown. And I think it's just a case of experimenting with your colours. Try it, you know. If it doesn't look nice, clean your brush and pick up a different colour. Now I know it's easier said than done, but you have to kind of get the courage to try. Try not to be too anxious that it's not going to turn out the way you want it to turn out. For example, this green here, I'm kind of not happy with that green at all. Well, I'm not too happy with it anyway. So I'm going to take some burnt sienna and I'm going to just put some burnt sienna here and there through it, look. And I'm going to take some black and I'm going to put a little dark colour through this as well. Let's take some burnt sienna and put some burnt sienna through here. Now, that's looking a bit better, I would say. What about the trees? Shall we reflect some trees down? Let's take some black. And the trees are going this way, so they're going to go this way in reflections, aren't they? Okay. And this one, down like so. And another one here. And we have another one on this side. Just put a suggestion of that in there. And we have a couple on this side, but I'm going to do those in a lighter colour. There we go. Little flick, couple of flicks with your brush, look. There we go. It's only a hint of colour, that's all. And we have a little reflection on this one here, a little light. So now you can begin to see the reflection taking a little shape, can't you? And I'm going to take some dark, I'm going to put a touch of dark colour here and there, just on one or two of these. So now let's just hold back, let's just take a look at what we've done so far. Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to put a couple of dark spots just along here. And we have some nice little rocks and things like that along here, don't we? So before I do that, I want to take my soft brush, my very, very soft brush, look. I'm just going to pull all of this down very, very, very gently. So starting from the top, very gently soften it right down. And I'm going to pull my canvas out slightly so I don't hit the board underneath. Now, soft brush strokes all the way down, look. Again, I'm barely touching the canvas with this, barely touching the paint at all. Nice and gentle, all the way down. And once you've done that, go left and right very gently across them as well. And up here, nice and gentle. Leave it at that, and stand back and take a look. There, that is okay. I'm happy enough with that. Okay, rocks first now and then some ripples. Yeah, we'll do some little ripples then. So a small round brush, and I can see the rocks are quite pinky again. Lots of pink in this. So some crimson, some white, and a little touch of yellow. Nice rich colour again. And let me try that. And just put just a hint of some rocks and all sorts of stuff just along the edge of that river there. Okay. Couple of dabs here and there, and I'm going to take a small brush and take some burnt umber and put a little shadow here and there as well on those. Now some guy up one or two houses up from me here has started his big powerful motorbike. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I anticipate he's going to start revving it very high very soon. I don't know why he does it, probably just to annoy all the neighbours. But he'll he'll rev the bike very high for a couple of minutes and then he'll switch it off again. Maybe he's just warming it up or something, I don't know. Right, okay, that'll do, look, just a little hint of some rocky areas there. I'm with the same brush now and I go into some nice crisp white. And I'm going to put a couple of little ripples here and there just around those rocks, look. I'll go back in again. And a couple of ripples right along there. And that's helping giving the water a bit of movement, isn't it? Now let's try some of this one, just along here, look. Put a couple up further up. Even just straight ones, straight across. Now you can use your palette knife for this as well, if you feel more confident with the knife? Absolutely. It's entirely up to yourself. Put a couple along the riverbank over here. And that's just separating those two, isn't it? And I suppose you need to be careful not to sort of overdo this. That's, I suppose, the risk. If you overdo it, you might spoil it. So I'm not going to go too far with this now. Just a couple little dabs here and there. And then I might just soften it very slightly again. Just here and there, look. Yeah. And yeah, that's okay. I think that's enough. Back to this tree again. It's just tormenting me. I'm just not happy with the tree. I'm going to take some crisp yellow and some white, maybe a touch of Naples, and I'm just going to put a couple of tiny little dabs of that around here and there, because that foliage is just a little big for my liking. Now look, we could put a couple here too, if you want. There we go. A few here and there. And I'm just kind of doodling now, that's what I'm doing. I just love doodling with my brush. Just kind of going around the painting, putting in little bits here and there. If you think it needs it, if you don't have to, you can just leave it well alone if you're happy enough with the painting as it is. Let's get on to this corner, and then I might put in some more tree branches and all that sort of stuff. I might even put a tree branch or a tree trunk through this middle one. I'm not too sure yet, I'll see. Alright, so this side down here, let's take some black and let's take some red. Now there is a tree trunk, if you can see on the photograph. There's a bit of a kind of a tree trunk down in this corner here. You could put that in if you want. You could try it, I suppose. No reason why not, is there? So we have this dark colour down here. Then what I might do is with the fan brush, take some lighter colour. Let's take some burnt sienna, some white, little cadmium yellow. I might put some flicks of colour in just here and there, look. Let's go for some cadmium red. Cadmium yellow and some cadmium yellow pale again. Now get some more of that yellow colour and let's put a couple of little dots to suggest little tips of grasses and that type of thing. Okay. Let's put that log. Let's put that log in there, will we? There's a very dark kind of a log, kind of cutting across there. Very, very dark old thing, isn't it? Now I have to get some more black. I have no black left. Right. I'll use my big thick brown brush, look. So let's just put this big thick log in here, like so. And put another bit just in here. So now you can see we have a big log down in the corner. And let's add some highlights to that. Take some of this nice pinky colour, maybe even some of that yellowy colour would be nice. And just push some of that through, here and there. Oh, there we go. And let's put a touch of a shadowy colour down underneath it. I want to put some more tree trunks in around there, because I think it could do with some more trees and branches and stuff like that, couldn't it? So, pointy brush, some black on your brush, and let's just go crazy with some tree branches. Now you can let this dry if you like first, but I love painting wet into wet like this. I just love the way the colours pick up each other, and they almost kind of help each other out. I have some coming down, a couple of flicks here and there. See? And what about if we had a rock in the river? How about that? So let's add to this. Let's suppose there was a rock in the river there somewhere. So let's take a rocky colour. This nice white salmony kind of a colour here is quite nice. So let's take some of that, and let's imagine there was a rock sticking up here out of the river. And we'll have some brown and sienna on this rock. And let's take some black. I get some more sienna for this. Little black, little sienna. Let's imagine that this rock is nice and dark on one side. So I'm just kind of filling this in now. Just filling in the outline first. So a nice dark colour there. That. Even let's take some blue and let's take some red. We have a nice mauve kind of purpley colour. And then with my small brush, I'm going to take some Naples yellow with some of this brighter colour we have there and give it some light. Down on the left hand side. So I'm going to pick up some black now and put some real dark colour down around the back of them here. Okay? And then we're going to need some ripples around them. So some of our nice bright colour there. And let's imagine there's some ripples now coming around the rocks and causing more ripples in the water. Okay, just like so. Couple of wiggles of the brush, that's all. And that's just a quick and easy way, that's all. That's just an easy way of doing it. So we're kind of getting there now, aren't we? It's just a case of kind of messing around and trying different things. And keeping it simple. I mean, you could go to a lot of trouble now. Take your time. Normally, if I was painting a picture myself, I take my time and I would do a lot of this. Kind of take my time with it, get the details in properly. But as it's a tutorial, it's very difficult to take your time with these unless I kind of split the video into 2 or 3 parts. And I think you would probably start getting slightly bored with that. So that's why I tend not to. Does that make sense? I'm going to go up here and just here and there take some burnt sienna with Naples yellow, just here and there, and a little light to this bush. Okay, I'll call that done, because we're just doodling, aren't we? So the most important thing, sign. Sign your name. S. Conway. And I'm going to zoom in for you, and then I'm going to zoom back out, and we will put a frame on this. So there. Some nice rich yellows. And you can see just kind of flicking away with the brush. And down to our log. Nice, simple techniques. Okay? Now let me zoom away here so you can see the frame. And I'm going to put this now on a frame to show you what it looks like. All framed up. Okay, here's one I made earlier, as they say. There we are. One frame done. So didn't that turn out quite nice? I think it did. I think it turned out lovely. Now let me turn the camera here so you can see me. There, you're looking down on me. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed it. That was a lovely warm autumn scene for you to try. Send me on your paintings if you're trying this. I'd love to see your take on it and how you're approaching this. It might even be better. I'd love to see it. I really, because I'm learning as well. Okay? Thank you so much for all your support. All your patrons out there, thank you so much. Blarney Castle next. Yes? Blarney Castle. We got some nice kind of rock work on the castle. Yes? So thank you so much. Keep painting. Don't be afraid. It's only paint, it's only canvas. Okay? Don't be shy, don't be afraid to go for it. Get loads of paint on. And remember, thick paint over thin paint. and that's how you get it to stick properly. All right, and I suppose don't kind of mess around on the same area too much, because you run the risk of all the colours kind of getting muddy, if you know what I mean. So keep them crisp, but keep them kind of separate at the same time. That's how I kind of do it. But look, you don't have to. If you have your own way of doing it, you have your own way of doing it. And I'm glad that you're just watching the tutorials and getting a little help, even just a little bit, or some ideas even. That makes it all worthwhile for me. So thank you so much for helping me out and push myself as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you very, very soon for another tutorial. I'm thinking I want to try and keep them more regular, maybe, so perhaps every Friday I'll upload one, and every Friday then you'll know there's a tutorial coming on a Friday, rather than doing it different days each week. It just gets kind of confusing, doesn't it? So every Friday, I think from now on, tutorial. Yes, Friday is painting day. So go and get your brushes, get your paints and have a bit of fun. So thank you so much, and God bless.